Every once in a while, a company crosses an invisible line. It doesn't just launch a new gadget, it doesn't unveil a moonshot, it quietly becomes something bigger than we thought it would be. This week, Walmart. Yes, the place people still call the store with the low prices joined the $1 trillion club. And what makes the story wild is that it's happening not because Walmart suddenly turned into a tech company, but it's been behaving like one for years. And here's the twist. It all just happened 3 days into the tenure of a new CEO, John Furner, who knows and answer a very real question. How do you keep a company worth $1 trillion from acting like it's still just a big box retailer? Welcome to Business Insights Daily. I'm your host, Sashank. Today, we're unpacking Walmart's $1 trillion moment and what it tells us about how even the most traditional businesses can reinvent themselves with technology and a lot of patience. The milestone Walmart hits $1 trillion. So let's start with the headline. Just 3 days into John Furner's tenure as Walmart's new CEO, the company's market valuation crossed $1 trillion the first time in its history. This is a club that usually belongs to tech giants Apple, Microsoft, Alphabet, Amazon, and Nvidia. For most of its life, Walmart has been the anti tech story, a company that wins by scale, logistics, and squeezing pennies out of supply chains. But in early 2026, its stock decisively outperformed the S&P 500. Investors are effectively saying this isn't just defense, low margin retailer anymore. There's a growth story here. And that brings me back to John Farmer. Imagine stepping into the CEO role of a company that's already huge and watching it cross a psychological threshold at $1 billion almost immediately. It's both victory lap and a starting gun. How did Walmart get here? Tech and AI pivot. The obvious question is what changed? Walmart didn't suddenly invent a new brand category. There's no iPhone moment here. Instead, the company has spent years doing something less glamorous but possibly more powerful, using technology and AI to rewire its existing business. Few big themes drive that story. AI in operations. Walmart has been leaning into AI to forecast demand, manage inventory, and optimize pricing, and streamline everything from tracking routes to shelf restocking. Small efficiency gaps across hundreds of thousands of stores add up to a real margin experience. AI enabled shopping experiences. We're seeing more personalization in app and online store, smarter search and recommendations, and more seamless reordering. For higher income shoppers who are using polished digital experiences, this matters. Omnichannel at scale, curbside pickup, same day delivery, and ship from store logistics sounds like the old new. But Walmart's ability to run these at a massive scale, with AI making them more efficient, has turned what used to be a cost center into a competitive advantage. Together, these moves don't just cut costs, they attract higher income shoppers who might have gone to premium grocers or big e commerce brands in the past, but are now asking, why am I paying more for the same stuff? Value plus convenience plus tech actually works. That's the flywheel. The new customer, higher income shoppers. One of the most interesting parts of the story is who is shopping at Walmart now. Historically, Walmart's core narrative was about serving budget conscious households. Save money, live better. But in the last few years, as inflation and higher rates have squeezed everyone, higher income shoppers have quickly drifted in. Think of a dual income household making six figures, used to buying groceries at a nicer supermarket, paying for premium from the same app, same day delivery on an app. When prices jump, and mortgage payments go up, those households start asking hard questions about where their money is going. Walmart meets them at a perfect intersection. Is the price advantage from traditional scale? Does digital convenience that feels closer to what that used to? And increasingly, does AI enabled tools can make discovery and reordering feel less like a chore and more like, oh, this just works? So the customer mix starts to shift. You still have the core budget shopper, but now you also have the value seeking affluent shopper. People who are tech savvy, time starved, and suddenly more price sensitive than they used to be. For investors, this mix is electric. It means Walmart isn't just protecting its base, it's gaining share from the top of the market. This Walmart story is less about single decision and more about how reinvention actually looks like in a giant organization. We love founder stories where someone pivots overnight, but in a company like Walmart, change looks like experimenting with automation in few warehouses, piloting AI-based forecasting in a subset of stores, rolling out new digital features softly across regions, and investing in tech talent and cloud infrastructure year after year, even when Wall Street doesn't fully get it. And it looks like something too cultural patience. Because you can't flip a switch and make a 60-year-old retailer think like a software company. You do it by rewarding teams that try new things, by letting data inform decisions instead of gut instinct, and by turning tech from cost line into a growth engine. The $1 trillion moment is a visible tip of a reinvention that's been happening in the background for a long, long time. John Furner inherits the groundwork. His job now is to protect and extend it. What's next? Pressure at the top. Of course, $1 trillion valuation doesn't just come with confetti, it comes with pressure. Now that Walmart has been pulled into the same conversations as tech titans, investors will expect continued growth in AI and AI driven revenue, higher margins from operational efficiency, and some visible ground that Walmart can keep attracting and retaining those lower and higher income tech savvy shoppers. At the same time, competitors are not standing still. Pure play e commerce platforms are still pushing hard on logistics and subscriptions. Grocery rivals are investing in their own data and personalization tools, and club stores and discounters are fighting tooth and nail for that price. So the question becomes, can Walmart stay both everyday low price operator as well as a retailer that feels modern and responsive? And can it do that without losing the trust of the communities that built it? So this isn't just a story about a big number and stock chart. It's a story about how a company that used to be shorthand for old school retail slowly, methodically rebuilt itself with technology. Until one day the market woke up and said, oh, this is something else now. 3 days into John Furner's tenure, Walmart crossed the $1 trillion line. And the more interesting story will be what happens over the next 3 years. Will Walmart become the case study for how legacy giants can reinvent themselves with AI? Or will become a reminder that hitting a milestone is easier than living up to it? For now, we know this. The world's newest $1 trillion company is toothpaste, milk, and paper towels, and it's using some of the most advanced technology in the world to do a little bit better every day. Thank you for listening. This is Business Insights Daily.